Welcome to another episode where we dive deep into the latest in recruitment strategies, AI innovations, and HR solutions. If you're looking to elevate your hiring game and stay ahead in the ever-evolving world of talent acquisition, you're in the right place. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe so you never miss an episode filled with insights, expert interviews, and actionable tips to transform your recruitment approach. Stay tuned for exclusive content designed to make your hiring process smarter, faster, and more effective.
All right, strap in, everyone, because today we're going deep on the founding engineer.
Ooh, I like that. Going deep. I like it.
It's a good one, right?
Yeah.
So picture this. You're the first tech hire, the OG coder, at a brand new startup.
Ground zero.
Yeah, ground zero. Your code, your decisions, they are literally shaping everything from the ground up.
It's a lot of pressure.
It is, but so much excitement too, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's like pure adrenaline.
Yeah, it's the life of a founding engineer. That's what we're talking about today.
And it's way more than just coding, right?
It is. It really is.
You're not just building an app. You're building a company's entire technical DNA.
It's like you're the multi-tool of the tech world. You got to be developer, architect, strategist.
Oh, and sometimes even the temporary CTO thrown in there for good measure.
Oh, yeah. Wear all the hats. But let's start with the day-to-day, the variety in a founding engineer's world.
Okay, yeah.
1 minute, you're knee-deep in code, building the MVP. The next, you're picking the tech stack that'll determine the entire future of the company.
Exactly. And those choices, they're so critical.
They really are. I mean, we're talking about laying a foundation for massive growth, right?
Absolutely. It's like preparing for a population boom. You need the right infrastructure from day one.
Okay, so let's talk growth, building for scale.
This is where things get interesting.
Yeah, this is where it gets exciting.
You know, building for scale, it's like setting up a city for a population boom, right?
Right.
You need the right infrastructure from the get-go. Can't just slap things together.
You got to plan for the future.
Exactly. So things like microservice architectures, CI/CD pipelines, these are crucial.
Now, hold on. For our listeners who might not be as fluent in the tech jargon,
Sure.
break down those terms, microservices, CI/CD pipelines. What are we talking about?
Okay, so microservices, think of it like this. Instead of building one giant monolithic system, you're creating a bunch of smaller independent services that talk to each other.
Okay, so it's like modular, right?
Exactly. So if one part needs an upgrade or, crashes, it doesn't bring the whole house down.
That's good.
Yeah, agility is key, especially in that fast-paced startup environment.
And then CI/CD pipelines, that's the,
Continuous integration, continuous deployment, that's the magic that keeps everything running smoothly.
it's like the automated assembly line for code, right?
Yes. Developers write code, it gets tested automatically, and then boom, deployed to users, all smooth and seamless.
Okay, so no more late night deployments, no frantic bug fixes.
Ideally, much less of that.
This pipeline sounds like a dream.
It's a lifesaver, definitely, but it does take a certain type of person to set it all up, maintain it.
Right, because it's not just about the technical skills, is it?
No, you need that founder mentality, someone who thrives in a bit of chaos, can think on their feet.
Right, because things are always changing.
Always changing, and you got to be able to solve problems with both duct tape and elegant code, sometimes at the same time.
It's like being a tech Indiana Jones, resourceful, adaptable.
Exactly. Always ready for the unexpected.
So you're building the tech, but you're also shaping the entire company culture, the technical DNA.
That's a big part of it, yeah.
So how does that play out in reality? What's it like to build a tech culture from scratch?
Well, think about it. You're setting the coding standards, mentoring new hires, often having a big say in who even gets hired.
So it's more than just code, it's people, it's building a team.
Exactly. It's about finding people who are not only talented, but also a good fit for the culture you're trying to create.
And that takes a certain kind of leadership, doesn't it?
It does. You have to be able to inspire, to motivate, to set a vision for the future.
So you're a coder, an architect, a strategist, a mentor, a leader.
That's the founding engineer all rolled into one.
Sounds amazing, but it can't all be sunshine and roses, right? There's got to be a downside.
Oh, there are definitely challenges.
Okay, so what are the bumps in the road? The things that keep a founding engineer up at night?
Well, imagine this. You've got limited resources, tight deadlines, and the pressure of making decisions that could make or break the company.
Okay, so the stakes are pretty high.
Yeah, this isn't a 9-to-5 job, it's a mission.
So it's not for the faint of heart.
Definitely not, but the impact you can have is huge.
You're turning a founder's vision into something real.
Exactly. From validating those early product ideas to bridging the gap between the tech and business sides, a founding engineer's fingerprints are all over a successful startup.
It's a role where every line of code can have a ripple effect.
Absolutely. It's about building something that matters, something that can change the world.
And that's what makes it so exciting, right?
Absolutely. It's a wild ride, but it's worth it.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground here, from the day-to-day chaos to the long-term impact.
It's a complex role.
It is, but I think we've started to scratch the surface of what it means to be a founding engineer.
Definitely. And there's so much more to explore.
Exactly. So join us for the next part of our deep dive as we go even deeper into the world of the founding engineer.
We'll be talking real-world examples, success stories, and some of the challenges they faced along the way.
So until then, keep coding, keep building, and keep innovating. Okay, so we've talked skills, challenges, impact.
We've got the blueprint, kind of.
Yeah, the blueprint, but I want to get into the nitty-gritty now, you know?
Let's have our hands dirty.
Exactly. What does this founding engineer role actually look like out in the wild?
Okay, well, let's bring it to life with some examples, right?
Yeah, so let's do it.
Think of those apps you can't live without, the websites you visit daily, that tech that's basically woven into our lives. Behind each of those was a founding engineer laying the groundwork.
Okay, I'm game. I like this.
All right.
So let's say we're talking about a social media platform, one that just blows up overnight.
The dream, right?
The dream, but also a nightmare scenario, potentially, right?
Yeah.
What kind of founding engineer magic does it take to handle that kind of explosion of growth?
Oh, it's serious magic, for sure.
Yeah.
Imagine millions of users all uploading photos, videos every second.
It's a lot of data.
It's not just a deluge, it's a tsunami of data. So scalability, that's priority number one.
Okay, break it down for us.
We're talking microservice architectures, cloud-based storage that can expand on demand, and content delivery networks, CDNs.
So everyone, everywhere, gets a smooth experience.
Exactly. From Argentina to Zimbabwe, everyone's got to be able to post their cat videos instantly.
Of course, the cat videos are crucial.
Essential.
Yeah.
But it's not just about keeping the lights on, right?
Right.
User privacy, security, that's got to be baked in from day one.
Oh, absolutely. Can't forget about that.
Yeah, this founding engineer, they can't just be a coding genius. They've got to be a digital security guru.
Okay, so what does that look like?
Rock-solid encryption, bulletproof authentication, constant vigilance against threats.
Sounds intense.
It is. It's a high-stakes game, especially with data privacy regulations constantly changing.
It's like a whole other layer on top of the already crazy job.
It is, but it's crucial. You know, building for scale isn't just about handling tons of users. It's about doing it responsibly.
Okay, that's a really good point. Responsible scaling. Love that.
Got to keep it ethical.
Exactly. But let's shift gears for a second.
Okay, where are we going?
Let's talk about a startup on the cutting edge, something like AI.
Ooh, getting fancy now.
Yeah. So how does the founding engineer's role change in that kind of landscape?
Oh, now we're talking a whole different level of complexity.
Lay it on me.
This founding engineer needs a deep understanding of machine learning, natural language processing, computer vision, the whole 9 yards.
It's like they're a mad scientist, but with code.
Right, but with really, really clean code.
So they're not just writing code, they're training algorithms, experimenting with massive data sets.
They're pushing the boundaries of what's possible, constantly learning and iterating.
It sounds more like research than traditional software development,
It's a bit of both, actually. You need that researcher mindset, that hunger for the unknown.
but also that practical application.
Exactly. You got to translate those complex concepts into real-world applications.
So it's not just about building a cool AI, it's about solving a real problem, making sure it fits into people's lives.
Seamless integration, that's the key.
You know, it strikes me that this definition of founding engineer, it's pretty fluid. It really depends on the company, the challenges they face.
You're absolutely right. There's no one-size-fits-all founding engineer.
It's more like a chameleon.
Exactly. Adapting their skills, their knowledge, as the company grows and pivots.
It's less about a specific set of skills, more about that growth mindset.
Absolutely. That willingness to dive in, figure things out on the fly.
So these examples we've talked about, they show just how diverse this role can be.
Each startup is its own beast, with its own unique set of challenges and opportunities.
It's fascinating, really, but you know what I'd love to hear about?
What's that?
Real people, real founding engineers, the ones who've made a real impact. Give me those stories.
Oh, there are plenty of those, trust me.
The ones that'll make my jaw drop.
Okay, Think back to the early days of social media, right?
Okay.
Those platforms exploding in popularity, the tech had to keep up.
Absolutely. It was a wild time.
It was, and those founding engineers, they were working behind the scenes, figuring out how to scale those platforms at lightning speed.
Duct tape and prayers.
Sometimes, literally. But their decisions, they shaped how we connect and communicate online today.
That's incredible to think about.
It is, isn't it? But it's not just social media, right?
Right. What about other industries?
Let's take e-commerce, for example.
Love it.
Imagine being the founding engineer of a company that revolutionized online shopping.
Building those systems from the ground up.
Exactly. Secure payment systems, intuitive user interfaces, making it all seamless and secure.
The things we take for granted now.
They were pioneers, shaping how we shop online today.
They're like the unsung heroes of the digital age.
Absolutely. Their work may not always be visible, but it's the foundation of so much of what we do online.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg, right?
Oh, yeah. Think about healthcare, finance, education. Founding engineers are quietly shaping the world in every industry.
It's mind-blowing, really.
It is. It makes you look at all the tech around us with a whole new level of appreciation.
There's this hidden world of brilliance behind it all.
That's what I love about exploring this world, celebrating that ingenuity, the creativity, the sheer grit it takes to build something from nothing.
It's inspiring, makes you want to create something yourself.
Get that entrepreneurial itch, right?
Right. But before we all quit our jobs and start coding in our basements, let's get real for a second.
Okay, back to reality.
We've talked about the excitement, the impact, but being a founding engineer, it's not all sunshine and roses, right?
Right? There are dark sides, challenges that can test even the most brilliant minds.
And that's a perfect segue into the next part of our deep dive. Let's talk about those bumps in the road, the setbacks, the moments of doubt.
The real nitty-gritty of what it takes to be a founding engineer.
Exactly. So buckle up, because it's about to get real. Welcome back, everyone, for the final part of our Founding Engineer Deep Dive.
The grand finale.
It is. The grand finale. We've explored the highs, the impact, even the superpowers needed for this role.
It's a pretty amazing gig when you think about it.
It is. But let's be real, no job is a walk in the park.
Especially not this one.
Especially not when you're building a company from scratch.
Yeah, more like an obstacle course, right?
Totally. Hurdles and pivots around every corner. So let's talk about those hurdles.
All right, let's do it.
What are the things that trip up a founding engineer?
I think one of the biggest always is resource constraints.
Resource constraint.
Yeah, it's a constant reality.
Okay, so break that down for me. What does that look like for a founding engineer?
Well, early stage startups, they're often running on fumes, limited budgets, tight deadlines.
Yeah, the classic startup story.
Exactly, and teams that are stretched thin, everyone's wearing multiple hats.
So it's not just about coding brilliance. It's about being scrappy, resourceful.
Absolutely. You've got to be comfortable making tough choices, prioritizing features, finding creative workarounds when the ideal solution is just not feasible.
Give me an example. Paint me a picture of a real dilemma a founding engineer might face.
Okay, imagine this. You're weeks away from launching your platform.
The big day is coming.
It is, and then you discover a security vulnerability.
Uh-oh, that's not good.
Not good at all. Ideally, you'd slam on the brakes, fix it right away, but that could delay the launch, cost precious time and money.
You're in a tough spot.
Exactly. So do you push forward and risk potential issues down the line, or delay and potentially lose momentum, maybe even get overtaken by a competitor?
That's a tough call.
It is. These are the kinds of gut-wrenching decisions a founding engineer has to make all the time.
It's like playing chess with the future of the company at stake.
It really is. And it's not just technical decisions either.
Right, because they're often building the team, shaping the whole company culture.
Exactly. And that's incredibly rewarding, but also a huge challenge, especially when you're growing fast, onboarding new people constantly.
Yeah, keeping that culture consistent as you scale, that's got to be tough.
It is. And we can't forget about the personal toll it can take.
The personal toll.
Yeah, I mean, founding engineers, they're often working insane hours.
A classic startup grind.
It is. Under immense pressure, with the weight of the entire company on their shoulders.
Yeah, that sounds like a recipe for burnout.
It's a real risk, which is why having a strong support system is crucial.
So co-founders, mentors, people who get it.
Exactly. People who understand the unique pressures of this role.
So it's not just about technical skills. It's about resilience, leadership, emotional intelligence.
The whole package, really.
And let's not forget passion.
Oh, absolutely. Passion is the fuel.
Because without that, How do you keep going when things get tough?
Exactly. Founding engineers are usually driven by a deep belief in their product, in the impact it can have.
It's that spark of creation, that drive to build something new.
That's what keeps them going through the long nights, the setbacks, the inevitable challenges.
And when they succeed, the payoff must be incredible.
It is seeing your creation come to life, watching it grow, potentially changing the world. That's the ultimate reward.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the world of the founding engineer, what are the key takeaways for our listeners?
I hope they walk away with a newfound appreciation for these unsung heroes.
The people behind the tech we use every day.
They're the architects, the builders, the ones laying the foundation for innovation.
And it's not just about coding, it's about this unique blend of technical expertise, entrepreneurial spirit, leadership, resilience.
It's a rare combination.
It is. And for anyone out there listening who has that fire in their belly, that passion for building something from nothing, maybe the founding engineer path is calling your name.
It's a challenging journey, no doubt, but the rewards, both personal and professional, can be extraordinary.
So to all the founding engineers out there, past, present, and future, we salute you.
Keep building, keep pushing boundaries, keep changing the world.
And to our listeners, thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
We hope you learned something new, gained a new perspective.
And until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.
Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe to stay updated with the latest episodes and exclusive content designed to enhance your recruitment strategies.